You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, and here from Drake Wing Gaming. It's something on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon Dam, coming back at us from the Let's Play episode of Tennis Age, Shuichi's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. What? Of course not. You just wake up to find himself dead. How do you wake up to find yourself dead? Dead people don't just wake up. I love this fucking argument from I think it's Scary Movie 3. Yep, Scary Movie 3. How the hell do you wake up dead? Because you were alive when you go to sleep, fool. I don't know, maybe it's some zombie voodoo stuff. Really? Zombie voodoo stuff? That's so incredibly realistic and likely to happen. In my defense, I never claimed it was either of those things. Yeah, fair enough. Do you have any plans to talk to your dad about the volleyball club today? No way. Like I told you before, I'm gonna leave that for after we get the results. But you already said you did well. Why do you need to wait? You don't really think he's just gonna take my word for it, do you? Well, yeah, I do. You poor, sweet summer child. Don't look down on me for not having a weird childhood. You didn't have a weird childhood. No, not at all. Come on, you yourself are weird. By definition, that makes your childhood weird too. Wow, thanks, I feel so loved. You're welcome. Shuichi. Takehiko-san's voice echoes from down the hall, and Shuichi immediately jumps to his feet. The older husky walks into the living room, immediately stopping in his tracks when he sees me sitting on his chair. Hey there, sorry, did we wake you? No, I set an alarm so I would wake up right about now. His eyes fall straight on me and he stares at me in silence for a few seconds. Immediately I begin to feel nervous. I feel like I'm sweating from my forehead. I didn't know you were coming over, Yuichi. As soon as those words are spoken, he takes a seat at the couch, right next to the spot Shuichi had been sitting on. Shuichi bites his lip, looking at his father with uncertainty. He looks so nervous around him. This all because he brought me over without asking? What are you doing? Are you just going to stand there gaping all day like an idiot? Sit down, boy. Right. Shuichi quickly goes back to his seat, looking between the two of us. Meanwhile, Takehiko-san is just watching me. I feel really weird just being stared at so intently. He spends quite a few seconds in silence. He'd always been a very quiet man, and this isn't the first time something like this has happened, but after what Shuichi told me last week when he spent the night, I suddenly feel really weird about the whole thing. So, it was exam week at school this week, wasn't it? Huh? Yeah, it was. Do you suppose you did well? I think. I didn't have a hard time answering the questions, at least. That's good. Hopefully Shuichi won't do too terrible either. That's unfair. I always do well on my tests. And hopefully that streak will remain. Shuichi's been working really hard and studying a lot. I'm sure he'll do really well. You could stand to work harder if you ask me. Kids nowadays have no sense of work ethic. Dad? What about your sister? Did you check up on her? Huh? I wasn't aware that I should. Takehiko-san raises a single eyebrow. His expression remains just as unreadable as always. I just can't tell what the man is thinking, especially because he's prone to long periods of silence. This is her first year in high school. It is your job as her older brother to take care of her. You can't really be that incompetent, can you? No, I'm sure she did fine. How? You just said you didn't check up on her, or are you just making stuff up now? I can ask her now. Bah, forget it. There's no point now. It's difficult to bite my tongue. I know if I tried to say anything, I'd just make things harder for Shuichi, but this kind of crap makes me furious. I caught a glimpse of it during Takehiko-san's party a while ago, but Shuichi kept steering me away from his father for most of the time. Not to mention the older husky was far too busy entertaining his guests. But now, he's just being vicious, and for no reason. This isn't the Takehiko-san I remember. Is this why Shuichi always refused to let me come over after his parents divorced? What happened here? You know, the first thing Shuichi did after the exams were over was head for the student council room and start working there, alone. Shuichi's the most hardworking person I know. You should cut him some slack. Shuichi choked, staring at me with wide open eyes and a face of pure shock and terror. Before I even realized what I was doing, I was talking back at Takehiko-san. I just couldn't stand having him talk to Shuichi like this anymore. The man leans forward on his seat, his eyes suddenly growing even colder than usual. He stares at me with a pure detachment I did not think possible. Is that so? He's just saying that. You know how he is. He has a tendency to run his mouth and all. You should just I don't believe I was talking to you. Don't speak unless you are spoken to. Right. Sorry, sir. I feel rage boiling inside me. I have to physically grip the arms of the chair, otherwise I might actually try to punch this man. I appreciate that you somehow thought it was appropriate to offer me your opinion without being asked. However, I'd appreciate if you didn't try to talk about my son as if I don't know him. But you're... Yuichi! Shuichi cuts me off, staring at me with pleading eyes. I can already tell he wants me to shut up more than anything else at this moment. I'm just making things harder for him. Even I can tell that Takehiko-san is very annoyed right now, even despite his icy exterior. But... I think... This is the... Yeah, I think I have to, Yeah, I can't stay silent. Yeah. Y'all in the comments, tell me which path is the correct one. I think it's the I can't stay silent one, because I think Shuichi would appreciate you standing up for him in time. Just not at this moment. I can't. I just can't swallow this for even one more minute. You're being unfair to him. Of course I'm going to say something. You expect too much. I expect competence, nothing more. Just as my father expected of me. I don't care about what kind of baggage you have. You're taking things too far. I've done it now. I let my temper completely take me over and shout out those last few words. Shuichi whimpers in his seat, clearly horrified. I see a flash of anger going through the older husky's eyes for barely even a second. It's still enough to send a shiver right up my spine. Is that so? His voice is even more monotone than usual. The man stands up, looking down at me with a hardened expression. A part of me is sounding an alarm inside my head, telling me I screwed up. I only say this once. So long as he lives under my roof, my son will obey my rules and work to fulfill the high expectations I have of him. I will not have anyone urging him to be a rebellious delinquent. If you cannot follow these rules, you are not welcome here. What? You're kicking me out? Because I asked you not to be a dick to him? Get out of my house, Michimaya, and don't come back until you can respect me in here. You can't be serious. Shuichi, he's being crazy. You're not going to listen to him, are you? He immediately looks away from me. Shuichi's pressing himself so far back on the couch it's almost like he's melting into it. He's clearly so uncomfortable just being here, and he's completely avoiding my gaze. My heart sinks as soon as I see it. Shuichi? Leave. Shuichi doesn't speak a single word. It's not like I expected him to go against his father to defend me, but he won't even look at me? Fine. I grab my bag and walk out the door. June 12th, Monday. I really wonder if there is at some point some abuse going on in that family. He's terrified of his dad. Most of the time, there's always a really nice breeze up here. Today, though, even the air feels like it has grown stagnant. I've been sitting here for probably a few hours already. I didn't even feel like showing up to class today, and yet here I am. Aki basically forced me out the door, grumbling about how I could be such a useless older brother sometimes. I, of course, didn't tell him anything about what happened last Friday. It's not like any good could come out of it. He'd probably just get really worried about the whole situation. Shuichi hasn't talked to me at all since I left his house, which is uncommon for him. At first I was fine with that because I was really mad at him, but now I just feel sad. I couldn't bring myself to sit through hours of classes, so instead I came up to the rooftop and decided to ditch. Going outside would be too risky since I might end up getting picked up for truancy, and that would be hard to explain. I think it should probably be around lunch break by now. I'm not quite sure. I spent most of my time up here either staring at the clouds, sleeping, or playing games on my portable. I fished my phone out of my pocket and am welcomed by a text from Saya. I don't really feel like talking, so I decided to just shut it down and toss it into my bag. No way it's going to distract me now. If I'm lucky, they'll think I didn't show up at all today and no one will come looking for me up here. It's not exactly a secret that I like coming up to the rooftop, so if they know I'm at school and they wanted to talk to me, they'd likely come up here real quick. Ugh, being predictable really sucks. And also, feeling like this also sucks. Why do I have to get all wimpy and sad all of a sudden? I shouldn't even care. I wish I could go back to just not caring. So, y'all, water time? Alright, y'all, and we are back. Okay. Things are much easier when I was just apathetic to everything around me. Stupid Shuichi. Crap, someone's coming up here after all. In the position I'm in, I can't really get up and try to hide in time, so instead... There you are! The only one that appears in my line of sight is a surprisingly tall childhood friend of mine. Found me, huh? Figures. You're not exactly a master at hiding. You're pretty predictable most of the time. I was hoping people would just think I didn't come to class today and wouldn't find me. People saw you walking through the gate, you know. Oh, right. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Have you talked to Shuichi about it? Hmm? Why are you asking me that? Come on, it doesn't take much to know something's wrong. You didn't show up for class, Shuichi's walking around looking like a zombie. It isn't difficult to put two and two together. This is what I get for telling you about us, isn't it? Oh, please, like it wasn't obvious even without that. Huh? I've known you two were dating already. I was just being nice and waiting for you guys to tell me yourselves. And when you didn't, I decided to ask directly to see if you'd come clean about it. You really are nosy, aren't you? A little bit late on the lecture. I shake my head, clutching my face in the palm of my hands and groaning into them. So, what seems to be the problem anyway? Please tell me you didn't fall back into your old MO already. What? No, of course I didn't. Then you two are still together? I don't know. Maybe. Well, no, you have to know. You can't not know. Did she come all the way here because she was worried about me or because she wanted gossip? Sai-chan, I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about this. Can you just leave me alone? Boo! Not you too. Two? I tried asking Shuichi-kun about it first, but he just brushed me off and asked me to be left alone. So she really did come here just for the gossip. What's with that look on your face? It's nothing. That's just what my face looks like. Okay, I'm sorry for meddling. Please stop glaring at me like that. Sheesh. I don't think she's sorry at all, but this is just too bothersome to keep up. Can you just leave me be for now, please? I don't know. You really look upset, and I don't like the idea of leaving a friend alone when he's upset. You left Shuichi alone? That's different. He's physically pushed me out of the classroom. I can do the same thing. Nice try. You're not Shuichi. I'll crack one of your nuts before you even get the chance. Well, that's so unfair. Life isn't about fairness, Cotton. Cotton? Yeah, I saw someone call a guy that in a movie. Why am I friends with you? What do you mean? Why wouldn't you be? I give up. I don't have the patience to deal with her free-spirited ways. Not right now, at least. You going somewhere? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!